She took quick TB at night.
They called it consumption.
Quick.
But now, Missouri was a dating Uncle Noe Ferguson.
Is that who died and when Uncle Lloyd left and went out west then?
I don't know when he went west, but now that's, I guess, I don't know when he went west.
Did Uncle Noe ever marry anybody?
No.
But he dated that woman till she died.
And wasn't he the one that stayed at her house the night she died?
I don't know about that, but he'd set up with her before she died. But now that was Albert's sisters. Doreen in Missouri. I never thought of them when I put that down, but that Doreen, now I've got Missouri's picture here. She wore her hair back this way and her hair curled up here like bangs on this kind of how I got it.
And that was one that Uncle Lloyd was, when he supposed to get married to her?
Yeah.
He never could find nobody else that crazy.
Good thing you
Well, she
run
was
into
good
Darling
looking
at a young
one,
age,
that
wasn't you?
I'm telling you. Man.
What was so wrong with Uncle Noe other than he kept his money hid in his underwear?
Honey, that man was
And he needs
contrary that when he'd
underwear.
eat an egg, it would sour before it hit his stomach.
Well, Chester, you've told to say it like George Wheeler.
All right,
He
George.
might have been like Moses Gage.
I knew I wasn't calling him George for nothing, was I?
He was
Did you say
contrary.
Ruber?
I said he might have been like Moses Gage.
How's that?
About
Rumor promised Dolores was supposed to
Oh.
go out.
what was it Moses said about
He
them?
said them he could get, them he wanted he couldn't get, and then he'd get the devil wouldn't have.
Oh, well. That's true. Finally
But
got it.
now that's having in his drawers, as he said. I'll tell you this is true.
It was in his sock or something, his long underwear. Now, I remember seeing it, I was little, he was in the bed,
Well,
up in
I went to
Lassie.
tape.
Then
I went up there, he
told
wanted me to
him
come and order tomb rocks for Grandpa Hayden, all of them up to
You
Canada.
never did get Grandpa Hayden.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
it's-
Oh, yeah. He got them all, but ain't Lacey, and she died later. But anyway, he wanted me to be a witness. Now, he was paying for these tomb rocks. So I went. He got his money to pay for it, and he went up them long handle underwear, right up his, as we're going to say, up his drawer leg, and got that money out of his underwear and paid for that. Now, he did.
Woo!
I was there. I ain't this no second-hand tale.
You saw that for
We're
sure.
doing that phone one tonight.
We won't tell, we won't tell. Nothing.
You fellas is lying.
Girls, I've got it on tape, I'll play it back to her after a while.
You fellas is lying.
Mommy, I lie just like a dog. I know I do, but that's how it is, and I ain't a teller. Now, will you go ahead with your story?
Well,
But now Uncle Noe did keep his cotton picking money, putting the subject back on Uncle Noe. Poor Uncle Noe's dead and gone, but I gotta get out of this somehow. Anyway, he had his money and he had long socks and his long underwear, and his money was right there.
he did. I think that. Now, he's afraid Leslie's still. He's staying at Leslie's.
I remember I thought, well, that's a funny place for somebody to have their money. And I was standing there looking through the foot of the bed, them arm things, and I was looking.
Them tomb rocks then was cheap up there, and I forgot him. He got. He only paid $700-some for every one. But he had them right up. in his pay.
You know,
Didn't draw any interest.
I was
you
in
know
there,
they've
keep
got
that
the
Grandpa.
date on Grandpa Hate's marker wrong.
Yeah, I know.
But did you give him the dates and he didn't?
Well, when them was put on there, I had nothing.
It was after you moved up here, wasn't it?
I don't know when they put them on.
They've got him dying in 1939, but they got him being born in 1840 something.
Yeah, but that's wrong.
And I know he wasn't that old.
No, he wasn't that
Born
old.
in 1860 something, wasn't he? Grandpa Hay, Grandpa Ferd was born.
No, Grandpa Ferd was. No, he was born.
How old was Grandpa Hayden when he died? Did they put
Your
it down
guess
for
is good as mine. They argued about it and they argued, and according to his, when they used to pay poll tax, when you was 21 years old, you had to pay poll tax, $1 a month. And according to his poll tax record, when he signed up for what they called then the old age pension, because when you're 65, you're supposed to get it. Well, they kept telling him he wasn't 65. And I got Grandpa Hayden, Granny Lou brought the records up there, and I filled it out for him. And at that time, he wouldn't hardly been 70 when he died. Well, I know that wasn't right, what they'd been arguing. So he would have been right around up close to 80 when he died.
My opinion, he wasn't far from the same age as Elwyn's grandpa. And Elwyn's grandpa, I think, was born in 1856.
Well,
When was Grandpa Ferd born? If Grandpa Haig was born in 1856, when was
1811 is what's on the back of this picture.
Well, Ferd,
No, 1911 is when he died.
1911 when he died.
yeah.
He was born 1831.
That'd have been about right, too. Uncle Donnie's gonna put that.
Yeah.
Well, that sure blows our theory that Grandpa Faze took off to go to war. There wasn't no war in 1831 unless he made it himself.
1811.
Well, if he wasn't born till 1831.
That was Grandpa Ferd. Grandpa Ferd's daddy.
You're talking about Grandpa Ferd's, Granny Fanny's husband, not her.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Well,
Fanny. If he was
it's
born
still-
in 1831.
It still blows your war theory.
Maybe it was against the
Indians did
Indians.
it.
Huh?
Yeah, and it-
Indians supposed to have done it.
Indians are
Well,
fine
now
leg. He
uh,
done it
that
and took
old-
off. That's what happened.
Well,
Who was, do you know who Ferd's dad
So?
was?
The Tays.
I know, but do you know any more at all about it?
I
that's all
promised
they really
myself
know.
I wouldn't do stuff like this. during
But
this-
you already did it.
Tays is all I know.
we want to go back to West
No,
Virginia and trace that
we had
down.
always been
Tim
told
wants.
that he left to go to a war, got killed or whatever, and didn't come back.
Well,
He
honey,
lived
that
till
wasn't Grandpa
1830.
Ferd, though.
Wasn't Grandpa Ferd supposed to have been his
It was
daddy?
that
And if
Taze.
Grandpa Ferd wasn't born until 1831, there wasn't no war.
Well, they was in
War
England.
was in
then,
1861.
We don't know where this at.
Grandpa
30 years
Grandpa Ferd was born in England?
He wasn't born, if he was born here, I doubt it.
No, yes, he was.
Yeah, he's born here in the States.
He,
Well, if he.
they left Virginia, and that's the way I remember him telling it. If I can find Uncle Donnie's handwritten notes. They left Wise, Virginia in a covered wagon, and as they come to Kentucky, wherever they settled, down there next to Cannon Chapel Church,
Yeah.
that's where they built Grandma Fanny or Ranny or whatever her name was, a house. And Grandpa Ferd was born after she stopped at that house, and whoever the rest of the Ferguson was went to paint, Fred.
Well, I
Well,
believe
was
that.
she a sister to them three men that come over?
Evidently.
Well, they all came over from Ireland. I've heard Papa Elliott tell that.
Well, but
They all came over from Ireland, and he always said one set of those boys fathered our set of Fergusons, and one set fathered the set that's out next to West Liberty, and then one set fathered Papa Elliott and all them. He said those three brothers came straight over from Ireland.
well, Grandma, What's her
Fanny,
name,
was she
Fanny?
with them?
she wasn't married.
I know she wasn't married, was she
That's
with
why we
her
were
brothers?
Ferguson.
She can go with brothers. Yeah,
I
I know why I know why we're Ferguson.
Uncle
believe
Donnie
they are
told me
related.
that Grandpa Ferd's mother was married Indian fashion. Said where they held, said the Indian chief or whatever would
That's right.
hold a blanket out and the woman would walk under it. And this was a ceremony, a wedding ceremony.
And then
And
somebody put their
because-
hand underwater too.
But the blanket's all part I remember. But because she was married like that to this Taze, that her family would not accept it, and she was considered an outcast. So she left, and he said she come from, they called it Old Virginia.
That was Wise, Virginia.
Now that's
Well,
the
I know,
tale
but
that
they
Uncle
come-
Donnie told me.
I know it, but they come from over there, she said.
Yeah.
My life is clear back to my generations back was interesting.
Well, yes, there's several things hidden in the closet. We haven't dug out yet, but
I
we're
don't
working
hide
on it.
nothing.
Almost all
Some
people
things I hide.
around come through Virginia.
Yeah,
Or,
well,
or
that's-
North Carolina, a lot of them
I know
come
you
in.
can take Fred's bunch of Williamses. Grandpa Ed, who was notorious for being Ed. His dad was named Ed, and that man's dad was named Tommy. And I think his dad was named Tommy, but Tommy came over and landed at Plymouth Rock. They've got records that goes clear back. We're a Mayflower bunch, buddy. Of course, they were all criminals, the reason they were on there.
Well, that's,
You mean they were, what were they calling him, Blackbeard?
No,
that's
they,
the reason that all of them had to
Remember-
leave. Well, where they got in trouble and had to run.
Pirates.
Back
That's no
then,
joke.
They loaded up
They
the
would
people
load
out of
them.
the
well, they were trying
courthouses and
they were
sent
trying
them
to
over
worship
on boats. And
in a
evidently
different
that's
manner
what
than
happened.
England.
Grandma
And that's
said-
why they left England.
Yeah.
I know.
But
That's
his
what I said.
grandpa,
They were all
his
criminals.
grandpa,
And I told my husband that I'd like to buy a house in Connecticut. It was the first time he ever said no to me. He said, oh no, we're going to live in California. And that was the end of that. We started looking with real estate people. And I guess we must have looked at about 14 houses until this last one. And it was the one that we walked in the door. And it was so funny because I remember even in the years to come, he never was that interested in a thing.
I couldn't, but Trish could.
Well, you know, they never could track, we never could, and it's a relationship between, I'm gonna call them the Morgan County Fergusons and Costas family. But Elwood, when Addie got older, they would have passed for brothers.
Well, Ford Hamilton said he had a history of the Fergusons, and I'm supposed to get it.
Well, Papa
That goes
Elliott
way
says
back.
we would all be brothers' children if Papa Elliott's story is true. Except for we'd be brother and sister's children.
Well, I tell you, people ain't supposed to marry if they're related.
Well, I want-
So
what
guess
I
you
wanna
must
know-
all be separated.
What I wanna know is how all these Fergusons got scattered around over Springville, and when I found out who they was, they was black.
That's the one. That's from the rich Ferguson that owned slaves. He was encouraging his.
There's a bunch of Skaggs in Springfield that are black.
Slaves.
Mommy,
to-
Minnie's
you remember that time that real tall, nice looking black guy come to our house
Just
and knocked
telling
on the
you
door, and
that.
Lassie and Jess was there,
Oh, I never will forget that.
and
Jess
I went
was
out
so
and
good
talked
too.
to him, and Lassie did too, because she heard Ferguson. He was a Ferguson, and he was really nice, had dressed real nice and everything. Come back in the house, and Jess said, "Watch them playing kin to him before he gets away from here."
Watch them claim 10 to him before he gets away from here.
I'm serious, there's a bunch of black people here in
Well,
Springfield
yeah,
there's
named
somebody
Ferguson.
Like she
Sharon
said,
Ferguson
that is where they
in town,
had slaves on it. They had
I
slaves
know
on it.
that's how they got it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, you guys think that's bad. Gloria thought that I was black passing for white. And I walked in on her arguing with the evening supervisor about it.
Was that when you'd been for your suntan?
No, it's
No,
when she got
honey,
paid.
no, it's when I was thin. I had gotten a curly pearl.
Mary was a Hamilton.
So somehow in there,
It must have been, I'll tell you about how it's been. Franklin Hamilton's wife has been a brother to Grandma Skaggs. That's how it's been. Because I was always taught she was her niece, but I never could straighten it.
you know, that's probably how it was.
But she was whole. And that was Uncle Jim's. And then Aunt Minnie, she married Bill Holbrook.
And believe me, it'll pull out and make every...
We had the store down here at whatever here in the
I
highway.
know her, that
Well,
was
we'll see
her.
y'all later.
Steven,
And, yeah, we gotta run.
well, come back.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This
Then
is
who was
Granny
next?
Lenny. That's our grandma, somebody.
Uncle Jim.
Mommy, who's Granny Lenny?
That's our Grandma Ida's mother.
Idabel,
That's Daddy's grandma.
Okay, then who's these
the
big
Terrys, the
people
Laxies.
here?
And let me tell you something more than that. Her husband's first wife is also your daddy's grandma. That'll give her something to think about. Now finish this.
That is true.
That's facts, that's not fiction.
I guess they'd have to be since she's my grandma and she would be my grandpa's.
Well, now that happened.
No, she's
she's
grandpa's
second wife.
second wife.
I tell you
Granny
how it was,
Margaret.
Annabelle. That would have been just like you and Farrell or you and Billy
Kathy.
had got married and had
Oh,
children.
yeah.
Step brothers and sisters.
Oh,
married.
is that, that's
That's-
the one you said this to.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I could never straighten out, you know. Granny Lenny and Granny Margaret is both his grandmas.
Yeah.
Oh, they used to say that and had me so turned around, I didn't know nothing.
I thought he was a swinger.
Huh?
I thought he was a swinger.
He was.
They're all swingers.
Oh, that's this man that was
And
the
this is
swinger.
Sturgeon.
Oh, Grandpa Ferd, yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa Ferd was married to Granny Margaret, and then and that's where
Yeah,
Grandpa
that picture-
Haid come in.
Do you have any pictures at all of, have you ever seen any pictures of Granny Margaret?
No.
Never did.
I wonder what she looked like.
No.
Is she big and,
She was a Williams, and that's all I know.
oh, I know who she was. She was a
Sister of Joe
to,
Williams.
she was a sister to Stuart's great grandpa.
Nelwyn's great-grandpa.
Yeah.
So we're all half Reynolds a buck.
So
Talk about
I'm
being
related to
related.
Elwyn, and Darlene's related to Stuart, and that's their own fault. They didn't track it down.
Go ahead,
I didn't try.
Where's this little pink church at, darling?
That's over all little pink.
That helps it.
Outlaw Spring.
I got
Outlaw
to let
Spring.
them little paint it, and you finish up my story.
Thought it
You
kinda
tell
looked
me.
familiar.
Well, Uncle Fuel and Aunt Minnie,
Was Grandpa's real brother and sister?
real sister, and Fuel Holbrook
Oh, yeah.
was a sister.
No, you'll have to be the
Now
brother.
you wait a minute. Fuel Holbrook's mother, Tori Holbrook, was sister to that John Holbrook that lived with on Lodge, you know, from Keaton, know that John Holbrook? Arthur Holbrook's dad.
Clyde Holbrook's grandpa?
No, yeah, he was a brother to Uncle Phil Holbrook's mother.
Oh, yeah.
And Tori Holbrook's then had a but now Tori and John was brothers and sisters. And Ovie Skaggs' mother was Kelly, but
Bean Kelly.
yeah,
And she's related in there somehow
yeah,
too.
she was her mother was Holbrook.
How is Ricky Skaggs related? Is he in relation to us, or is he
Well,
Bill's
Ricky
relation?
Skaggs,
It's in relation to Fred.
now
wasn't
wait a minute. Ricky Skaggs' daddy was named Hobart. And his grandpa was John M. John M. Skaggs was Neelis's boy. And Neelis and Buell Skaggs was brothers. Now you count it yourself.
It goes way back there. Then.
Go back.
Or did they go back to us at all? Are we related?
Yeah,
To him?
his great grandpa
Yeah,
Francis Skaggs and grandpa was, I think he was a brother.
You
So
mean
there's related way
our
back.
great
Yeah,
granddad?
Yeah, it's far back you have to take back like
We won't
that.
get any inheritance from Ricky Skaggs'
That's
golden
good. What about
records.
Randy Travis?
Now, Fred is.
He's my favorite. How about Randy Travis?
Fred is close relation to Ricky Skaggs.
Well,
Because
yeah,
Ricky Skaggs is
Ricky Skaggs
grandma,
was sister to his grandma.
right.
Yeah. No, sister to his mother.
Yeah,
Bernie
Ricky's
and
grandmother
Bernie and
is-
Pearlie were sisters.
Yeah, Pearlie
You're really
was Fred's
related to-
grandma's,
Fred's
Fred's
mother.
mother's sister is Ricky's grandma.
Yeah, that's right.
We lost her.
Well, now you ought to get in on a little bit of that cash.
Shucks, we wouldn't know him if we saw him.
No, you'd probably know him because of his picture on
We-
TV, but he
we-
wouldn't know you.
no,
maybe.
Hey, did you
looks
see
like
the
a
last
restaurant.
pictures
I
he
haven't
had?
seen him
Huh?
since he
He's
was
had his hair cut
probably
now.
Ricky has?
Ricky
about
has.
13 years
I've
old.
not seen, he was 12 or 13 and he sung for me and Fred and Granny, and I think Irene was with us and the kids, down in Gar Ferguson's store. He picked the mandolin and sung for us down there, sung us 2 songs. So we've had our private audience with Ricky Skaggs.
So there.
So there, and I've never seen him since. I've seen his sister
Okay.
since then.
Now get down to the dates,
She was
lady.
at the house not too long.
Dates on.
Lacey.
Where are we? I'm behind.
Well,
Let's talk.
I've got her down to Grandpa now. Grandpa married Laurie Bell Eastep. And at that union was born
12 kids, 6 kids.
See, one died at birth, and then me and Okie and Luther and Lucy and Ed.
well, me was born October 22nd, 1908.
Yeah, me.
Okie was
Me what?
born
March the 7th, 1910.
1910. Uncle Luther,
Born March 26th, 1913.
March 26th, that's the same day.
Chet.
Yeah, Bill's 30.
And Luther. And Lissy was born March the 3rd, 1950. And Edna was born
January the 20th.
5th, 1921.
Okay. And then, after Grandma Laurie died,
How long was he a widow before?
September the 11th or 12th?
She died September the She died September
September the 12th. Joe's
12th.
birthday is
She
11th.
was born September the 12th when Mommy died. Then he married again the 28th or the 30th of
October.
October in 40.
And
How
she
long?
died in 31.
She
So
been
that
dead
was
9
9
years.
years.
Yeah.
And then Crilly was born August the
Now there are dates I can't hardly recollect.
August.
Now, she
It's
was
in
born
August.
after the same year Joanne was born, except she was
Yeah.
born that fall.
She was born in August in
41.
41.
John was
in
born in
43.
April of 43.
Charlie in 45.
And he was born in June.
Yeah.
And Larry was born in January of 48.
And
Darrell was born in
40.
August of 49.
Yeah.
And Polly Cathy was born July the 9th, 1960.
That when you grew up.
So she was 9 days old when Beverly was born.
See, Grandpa said he was a father, a
He
grandfather, and a great-grandfather,
4 times,
all in the same,
all in the same year.
he did
They-
well.
He did excellent. He was the grandfather, he was the father of Polly Cathy, he was the grandfather of Ricky, Corelli's Ricky, and the great-grandfather of Beverly, and one of Wilbur's girls, and one of Gary's girls, and,
Didn't Luella have one that year too?
no, Aunt Edna, Bobby, one of his boys was born, Richard, in 1960. He was a powerful old man.
Now, talking about Dad's
Yeah,
sister. See, he had 2 sisters there. Virgie, I went to tell you.
I just wish
She
I
married-
was as daily as he was.
Yeah.
You're telling on yourself, Ruth.
We can come up here and find Mom with the door locked.
And he'd start through this house and he'd set one foot way up there and the other way back out and down on the floor. He'd go
He could.
cut all
Yeah,
time
yeah.
time.
You know how those kids dance on Star Search, get down, put that one foot down, take that other round and round?
Yeah,
I
Grandpa
remember
could-
Grandpa doing that, and when he lived down here on,
Laura, or
no,
down here over
in
here.
Delaware. He was 60-something then.
Well, he was limber.
He was 70 when he come up here and he told Stuart he could jump up and click his heels together.
Twice. He did too, didn't he?
Yeah. How old was it after he moved back down home?
I mean, you couldn't do that, Carl.
He moved down there when he was
You
60.
jump up off the floor and hit your feet together twice before you get hit.
I never
I
could
can
do
do
that.
one, I don't know if I can do 2 or not.
I never could do any.
Dad was odd that way.
That's just.
He really was.
But now, I was talking about his sisters.
Yeah, Virgie.
Virgie married Ambrose Hay, and he lost his
About the
mother.
limberest person I know is Chester Barker.
And then
About the
she
limberest
died.
person I know is Chester Barker.
Then Aunt Mary
He's like a
Alice
wet rag.
married Johnny Hay, that's Herbert's name.
He just curls up in that,
Oh,
sits on the
yeah,
couch and
okay.
just curls
That's
up.
what
Is that the Herbert Hay
in the little
at
ball.
Straight
At
Creek?
Straight Creek, yeah.
How was she related to us?
No, his dad's first wife was Aunt Mary
Older
Alice.
people,
Oh,
they
His first wife. But if they had any
Had
kids,
to
they died at birth. I never did
keep
know.
that.
Oh, you
Yeah, that's
mean-
what Herb said, that he didn't know if they ever had any
I don't
children
think
or
they had
not.
any kids.
Mm-mm.
But now Aunt Virgie and Aunt Mary Alice both died in their young days.
And they both married Hay.
Yeah, both married to Hay. And Ambrose, as I said, went crazy. I
And Virgie
remember
didn't
him-
have any children either.
Not that I know of.
And then, was that Grandpa's whole sisters or half sisters?
Now, he's the one, Ambrose is the one that's moving Ace Hayes' house. When they built Ace's new house, of course it's tore down now, but it's new then. And Dad was just young. They was over there and they had what they call rollers, had the house on rollers, scooting it.
Skids?
And had it, yeah, on skids. And had cant hooks, they called them, helping.
Had what?
They call them cant hooks.
Can hooks.
Yeah, there was a hook that put on a big pole as big as my arm, you know, a hand. And so there's a whip hanging there, ox whip, hanging on the wall, because the log house is moving for a barn, is what this is. He picked that whip down, and this man, whoever it was rolling on this skid, trying to get the skid to move, you know, and it's bent over. He said to him, Amber said,
Grandpa's
I
father
command
married
thee, devil, to
cousins.
come at you. And he didn't come out. He said, I command thee, devil, to come out. He told except to the God. He took that whip, cut him around the hind end with that whip, and like cut him too.
I bet it come out then,
He
didn't
said,
it?
you can't, if you won't come out, I'll knock you out. And give him that whack. And they said that man would hit him, that can't hook up. Dad said if they hadn't held him.
Well, I don't blame him. I knocked him in the head.
I'd like to kill him.
Gee. Was he trying to make him move a little faster? Or?
They
That's
told
my
him,
Holy
"Devil,
Ghost.
yes,
come
Didn't
out."
know,
half
Mom?
brothers and
Huh?
first cousin.
Well, who's he hitting?
I don't know who he hit. Dad did. If Dad ever told me, I don't recollect. But he was moving that skid for this house, you know, getting scooted over. And that man's bent over, and he picked that whip down and said, I command thee, devil, to come out. And he didn't come out. He commanded thee, devil, 2 or 3 times. He didn't come out. He said, if you won't come out, no, said, if I can't cast you out, I'll knock you out. That's where it was. And he gave him a whack around the hips with a whip.
Oh, Annabelle wanted to know how was we related to the Indians, before I forget it.
Honey, it's back about 3 or 4 generations.
Did you ever tell me how I'm related to Daddy?
I never could.
She told you about the birds and bees.
I never could figure that myself.
Dad, you didn't let me finish. I got tickled the way I said that. And I couldn't finish what I was trying to say. The Daddy's family tree. Did you ever say Daddy's family trees while I was trying to say, no, Mother, I know how I got here. I worked in the hospital 28 years now. I kind of got
How
the
you're related to him?
To Daddy?
Daddy's family.
I hate you, way to do it.
Wasn't no in vitro fertilization then, was there?
Wasn't a what?
In vitro fertilization. I didn't mean it the way it came
She's
out.
wanting you to go down Daddy's family tree, too.
I wanted to know about that Indian first, and then she can get her.
Oh, Catherine Patrick was full-blooded Indian.
And her son was, that was John W.'s mother. No, yeah, John W.'s mother. John W. was my dad's great-grandpa. Now, there's another Indian down in there somewhere, according to that record. But her name was Catherine.
Kathryn, right?
No, C-A,
T-H-R-I-N-E.
didn't have
No,
no
it
N.
isn't
Just had it-
Catherine.
No,
It
but
was
that's the way it's spelled.
Kathryn.
Started with a C.
C-A-T-H-R.
So, the Indian there now was my dad's great-grandma, so it's way back.
Oh, you
Well,
got
now
an Indian somewhere, or another
on,
But
Indian.
there's
on
another
the
one somewhere.
Ferguson side was Indian,
Larry
too.
favors Indians.
He
Well,
does.
that
yeah.
comes through the
He's got
Rigsbys.
enough blood in him, he favors them.
Mhm.
That's Rigsby.
So does Johnny.
Yes,
Yeah.
Johnny
yes.
does.
You know what?
He's as
Larry
straight
and
as an
Johnny
arrow.
Favors,
Enough to be brothers, don't they?
they do. They look as much like Sparrow and Larry.
Every
or
bit.
more.
Mhm.
Who looks like brother?
John.
Johnny and Larry.
Larry Spark.
Yeah.
They're
You know,
related.
I used to take these kids to church when they was all little, and Annabelle and the boys, and they'd say how much they looked alike. I just grinned to myself and never said. There was related, but
Goes
way
all
back.
the way back to this old man sitting over here in the corner.
I don't know